My name is John Byrne, and I wrote the Slab Boys in 1976, I think. It's based on my own life when I was living in Fergusley Park, and I thought it was a joyful place. I mean, Paisley was the big picture, and Fergusley Park was the epicentre of my dreams and aspirations. Both of my parents having been hospitalised, I seized the opportunity to leave school. And I went to Stoddards in Elderslie, just outside Paisley. They gave me a brown dust coat and put me in the slab room. I thought about writing something, like a short story or something. I thought that there were so many characters in this enclosed world of Stoddards Design Factory. The Traverse had a copy of the Slab Boys and sat there for 6 months, and I phoned the Traverse up and said, I'd like my play back. They'll say, phone you in 5 minutes. Phone back, gave me the date for the 8th of May, I think it was, the following year, 1978, with David Hayman directing it, and he's directing it again, 36 years later. Still on the go. As am I.
This production came about because it had been, 35 years or something since I did the original. It'd be really nice to introduce it to a new generation of young people because it's such a wonderful play. And Dominic says, why don't we do it for the 70th anniversary? It would make complete sense. My first instinct was, well, I want to ask John to design it. And he instantly said yes, so he's doing the set and the costumes, which is wonderful. So you've got a full package.
Our hero, Phil, goes through what everybody goes through at that age. Well, he is a mixture of me, and he's his own person, created person. He wants to go to art school. He's no idea how to go about it apart from learning, as I did, from an older woman in Stoddards. And she saw some of my work and said, God, you've got to go to art school. When he says at the very end, Giotto was a slab boy. And it's true, that's how apprentices learned to be painters. They ground up their master's powder paint with oil and served an apprenticeship. And I took his name from the Glasgow Rag Week in the 1950s, and they always had a different motto every year for collecting money. It was a play on words, fill up my can with money, with coins. Hector was a real Hector McKechnie. He wasn't of this world, really. It wasn't of... I think he lived a very sheltered life, and we took him on board as the fall guy for everything we did, you know. But at the same time, brought him out of his shell as well. And there happened to be another guy there called Jim Rafferty. Spanky was Jim Rafferty to a degree.
What the three inhabitants of the Slab Room do is they create characters, they create comic situations. Everyone who comes in is a victim. They brutalise them, they torture them, they tear up the shreds. You know, they don't take any prisoners, these three. And it's out of the boredom, I think it's overcoming the boredom, that's where it comes from. So they create these wonderful characters and they come up with accents and situations and things. We still, particularly in the west of Scotland, have our wonderful humour. And I think that comes out of 200 years of multiple deprivation. It's the first form of defence, is your humour. You can laugh at things that are tragic, laugh at things that you shouldn't be laughing at, and you laugh in spite of yourself. I mean, some of the best comments on the original production was, oh my God, I loved that, but I shouldn't have been laughing at it, should I?
I hope that people recognise themselves in the humanity of it, and the basic idea about what we're doing here.
I think Slab Boys are a timeless piece, and I think you could set it in any working class culture anywhere in the world and it would still resonate. People would still empathise with it because it's a universal story. So whether we're doing it in 2015 or whether we're doing it in 1970s is almost irrelevant.
People don't change. Accents and influences change and fashions change. And basically it's a play about human beings.
Well, I would say to anyone who wants to see it, beg, borrow or steal a ticket and come along and you'll see a celebration of life, a celebration of language and a celebration of comedy.